What is your target? My target is to get a good grade. Target, this word sounds very familiar to us. When we are doing anything, we just tend to set a target. I believe everyone here has set a target for yourself before. Sometimes this target may be short-term, focusing on what you want to achieve in a short time, or sometimes it may be long-term. We always say setting a target is good because it gives you a direction to move forward. A few days ago, we got our computer science results back. Computer science in sixth form is a very unique subject. You have to answer in a specific way to get marks. And of course, we are just around halfway to our year 12, and expectedly, a lot of us did pretty bad in this test. And then one of my friends sitting next to me and just said, "Oh, I got such a low marks. What if I can't get a 7 for my final predicted grade? What if I can't get a 7 for my final exam? Then I'm never going to get a chance to enter the Ivy League, enter the Oxbridge, and so on and so on." Some background information here. In our school, we are doing IB. There are 45 points in total, and you have to take 6 subjects, 3 at HL and 3 at SL. And the other IB core components, EE, CAS, and TOK makes up the 3 points. EE and CAS makes up the 3 points, and you have to pass the IB core section to get the IB diploma. Probably until here, after hearing me talking about the IB diploma program, maybe you already got the gist of how this program is rigorous. But after I got to year 12, I feel that everyone was like more ambitious. Everyone around me seems to be targeting a perfect score, a 45. And everyone seems to be targeting the Ivy League, the Oxbridge, the Imperial College, and so on, and the world's top-level universities. Everyone seems to be like, "Look, that's a perfect score. I need 45 marks. I'm going to go there. Look, that university, the University of Cambridge, one of the best in the UK. I'm going to go there. No one's going to stop me." Then I've realized the problem. We are setting way too high targets for ourselves. And this target is giving us hope, but meanwhile making us mad, making us feel frustrated, and even this is destroying ourselves. It gives us the pressure to perform. And the things don't have to be in that way. We don't have to set such a high target for ourselves. But here comes the question. Why we are setting such a high target for ourselves? The first idea that came up to my mind is about social media. From my experience of looking through the study-related stuff in the social media, everyone seems to be getting a 45. No matter which platform you are on, if you just search IB45, let's look at what actually comes up. Look. IB45 reaction, everyone adopted me, and the dark truth, getting a 45 grades in the IB diploma. And IB45, this is even in a Chinese platform in our own country where we do our own system. We don't do IB. Look at this. IB full score 45 marks. IB give back my 45, but that person got a 44. And how did I manage to get a 45 subject plus OA? And look at this. Just got 45, ask me anything. 45 live work, no reaction, quite ironic here. And I got a 45. Well, after seeing all these contents, let alone a student who is doing their IB diploma program research before starting their IB diploma program, even a person who is just passing by, not doing the IB diploma program, will think getting a 45 is so easy in IB that we don't need that much effort. Actually, I'm a science student. Then I aim to pursue a mathematics and computer science degree in the future. And then many people, after me saying this, may say, oh, you are aiming to pursue one of the most rigorous, most difficult to enter degree in the future, and how are you going to educate us about not setting such a high target to ourselves? You may find it ironic. But let's approach this problem using a mathematical way. Let's look at some statistics. Can everyone guess the main grade for IBDP in May 2023 for each subject out of 7? 5. Is 4.84. And the main total points, 30.24. And that's not the full statistics yet. Let's look at the full statistics. So let's look at the total point distribution. So as we can see from the statistics that there are 20% of the total candidates in May 2023 didn't get a diploma. And if we just focus on the pure academic performance and exclude the TOKE and CAS, this is what actually comes up. 16.10%. Well, it has decreased, yes, but not by that much. If we just round it up, it's still 20%. So after we've seen all these statistics, and then let's compare with what we have seen on the social media. So the results of these two clearly doesn't match up, isn't it? And then let's look at the university application statistics. So University of Cambridge, one of the best in the UK. So they only publish A-level results here. So A star, A star, A star is the equivalent of 43 points. And the A star, A star, A is the equivalent of 41 points. So among all the candidates who applied, got around 40 points or above in their A-level, so converted to IB. So 42.4% got offered by the University of Cambridge for arts, science, social sciences, and humanities. And 46.3% got offered by the University of Cambridge for sciences. Better not University of Sciences. And so, in summary, among 100 IB students, only 80 of them get a diploma. And among those 80 of them, only 8 of them got 40 points or above. And out of these 8 students, only 3 of them got accepted by the University of Cambridge, given that they all apply to the same degree. So here comes to one of the topic called the survivorship bias. So survivorship bias is a theory raised by Abraham Well. It talks about the bias that you have produced when you only get the information from one source of channel. So for example, a lot of people think that going to school is useless. If you ask them why they think it that way, they will give you some examples such as Mark Zuckerberg, such as Larry Page, such as Bill Gates. But they fail to consider that there are more people who didn't go to school and ended up not being a too successful person. It's just their stories are not widely spread. Same rules apply here. The ones getting a 24, the ones getting a 25, won't even post their scores online. And then we can easily understand why we are setting such a high target for ourselves. And here comes to the theme, one of the themes I want to tell you today if you are already suffering from high targets you have set yourself. Don't feel under pressure. No one is perfect. Indeed, no one is perfect in any aspect. I enjoy mathematics and computer science and physics, but this doesn't mean that I can do well in visual arts. In fact, I'm not good at visual arts. I always fail visual arts when I have to take visual arts. So getting a low grade doesn't necessarily mean that you are a bad person. Maybe exam and grades are just not your thing. What you should do is change your target and start to think it in a different way. Tell yourself, your life will be vibrant even you didn't get such a high target for your IB. Recently, a new university counselor went viral on the Chinese internet called Zhang Xuefeng. He graduated from the Zhengzhou University, not a perfect university in China, but this doesn't stop him from becoming one of the most famous university counselors in China. And he mentioned during the live stream that there are many university counselors in China graduated from the top universities, but they will never imagine that they will lose to a university counselor who is graduated from the Zhengzhou University. When I first started IB, I was the one who dreamed of being on track right at the start of the IB and getting a perfect score as well. But in my first math test, everything went off track. I was all thinking about, I couldn't finish the paper, I need to get a 7 in this test. And expectedly, I did horrendously bad in this test. And of course, my grades are not satisfactory then. And how did I manage to get away to come out of that mood? The first thing is I went back and reflect on myself. Then I suddenly realized that my predicted grades were not enough to put me in the top universities in the world. But I have plenty of time to change it. Getting on track right start at the IB is definitely not a realistic target. Even if I didn't change it, and my predicted grades are still bad, at the end of my IB, there are just so many ways for me. I can get a foundation year or something. I can go read another year of A-level. There's just so many ways for me to figure it out. Everything doesn't have to be such good shape. This did help me a lot, along with the kind help from my math teacher. How to set a realistic target then? Another key I find quite useful is that your goals don't have to necessarily be on grades. For example, I didn't quite appreciate exams, and I'm not really good at exam techniques. But I find writing papers and doing researches quite interesting, so I decided to set some goals to work on it. Actually, the results are quite satisfactory. I participated in a mathematical modeling contest, and the results seems to be quite adequate. And I have been working with my friend to publish a conference paper. It worked out quite well as well. Some final words to conclude. Don't set such a high target for yourself. Having a target is good because it pushes you to move forward. But setting a target that is too high will cause you a pressure to perform and will cause you to burn out. For us, as students, our targets don't have to necessarily be on scores. It could be something that you are passionate about, or it could be your strengths. You don't have to set a high target for yourself. The thing doesn't have to be in that way. Let's thrive together.